Hi guys, we're going to be talking about internal massage today using specifically a pelvic wand, but you always have the option to use your hand, a dilator, or a toy that you have at home, and we're going to go over all of those things. So we're talking about internal massage to the muscles of the pelvic floor that we can see here in the pelvis. There's a couple of different ways to do that, but first, top 3 things: get into a comfortable position. We're going to talk about lying down, semi-reclined. You want to be comfortable because otherwise you can't relax your muscles to work through a massage. Secondly, 360-degree breathing. You want to make sure that you're breathing and properly utilizing your diaphragm and your pelvic floor musculature during this massage. If you're holding your breath or chest breathing, you're not going to get the same results. Thirdly, lots of lube. We want to use lots of lube, maybe more than you think that you would need, in order to make sure that the external tissues are comfortable as we're working internally. So, comfortable, breathing, lube. You can also utilize a partner to help you here, and we'll go over that as well. So, positioning. You want to either lie back, lying down on a surface, whether that's your bed or a mat on the ground, feet on the ground, knees bent. We don't want the legs down. That makes it difficult to reach and kind of shuts the entrance to the vagina a little bit more than when we have our knees bent and or knees open wide. If you're choosing to have your knees wide, I would suggest putting pillows so that you can relax these muscles of the inner thighs rather than have them trying to hold you up as your knees are splayed open. Another option, if you don't want to be laying down, is to be working into a semi-reclined position. So you can be against your headboard, against a couch, but you want to be leaning back, again, knees bent, and you can let the knees fall open wide with support. If you're using your finger, and personally, if doing this myself, I would be in a sitting position because anatomically this gives your arm more room to be working. So you would be reaching over and around, either with your hand, a dilator, a toy, or a pelvic wand, which increases your grip and gives you more accessibility to the musculature of the pelvic floor. If you're working with a partner, you can try either position, but just giving your partner space in front of you to be able to work internally, which is less limiting anatomically with the hand because they're not working shoulder limitations and they're able to work in front of you and just be working with the fingers. So when we're talking about the pelvic floor musculature, lots of lube. If you are using a finger, you're likely going to be limited in depth because not only is your shoulder getting in the way, but also the knuckles of the hand. I'm going to remove the external here so we can see that you're going to be working more shallowly with the finger to get the muscles right inside the vagina. And as you're working, either with your finger or a wand or a toy or your partner, you want to be moving slowly, and you can either do a slide, or if you find a point that feels particularly tight and tense, you can hang out there with some pressure that you tolerate. This should not be painful. If anything, it should feel good, like a massage feels good. We're not going in elbows deep, trigger point massage here. We are working with pressure that your body tolerates. So with a finger, you're gonna work around, if we think about a clock here, 6 o'clock, 12 o'clock, you kind of want to stay away from 12, 1, and 11. It's just not going to work as well for you, not going to be as comfortable, but you can work around the rest of the clock, sliding slowly, giving pressure where needed. If working with a pelvic wand, the nice thing about the wand is this bend here. So not only does it get some good depth, this bend allows you to work better with your own anatomical limitations. Instead of working with something straight, like a toy or a dilator at home, which then you kind of have to twist your arm to access deeper points. So again, lots of lubrication, applying into the vagina. You can work shallowly first, like you did with the finger, and then working into depth at your tolerance. Slowly sliding along, giving pressure when you feel that you need, working on both sides, taking your time as you move over that musculature.
it doesn't really matter if you are hitting a specific muscle. You may hear us talk about on you a particular muscle is tight when you're in here in a clinic, but really what I want you to pay attention to is what feels good for you. So if you feel something that's tender and tight, if that's in your mind, oh, to the left and back, that's all you need to know. And you can always come in and discuss that with us at your next appointment. So you listen to your body, not worrying about the names of the musculature. There's also an option with the muscles. In here you have a couple muscles that specifically work into rotation of the hips. Your pelvic floor is very connected to your legs, and there's an option for you to insert pelvic wand and give pressure off to the side into the hip musculature. And then you can work on pinning that muscle. So inserting, I'm going to talk about my right leg, inserting to the right and back, pinning it with the wand, and then letting your knee drop out and come back in. And in that way, you're giving pressure to one side of a muscle while it's working exteriorly, giving it a little bit of stretch and pin down tension. You can do the same thing with your partner or other tools if they're able to access that point. And you'll know pretty quickly if you hit that muscle because you can feel the pressure internally as you're moving the leg. So, in review, comfortable position. Knees are able to fall out, but should be supported so you can relax the musculature of the inner thigh to prevent extra tension on the pelvic floor. Breathing, 360-degree breathing throughout the entire activity. You want to be relaxed and have your diaphragm working optimally with your pelvic floor. Lastly, lots of lube. You want lube to make sure that you're not giving extra pull and tension on external tissues, and you should be relaxed during this activity, not feeling discomfort. Overall, it's to your tolerance. Move as slow and controlled as you need, and look for what feels good, like a gentle massage. If you have any other questions, please contact us at Empower Physical Therapy.
Please support us by liking and following for more.